My wife texted, "Helping my dad tonight, don't wait up." I replied, "Okay." Then her dad called asking if we were still coming to Sunday dinner. I said, "Of course." When she came home at midnight smelling like Cologne, her bags were already in the driveway. Original post. I, 38 male, have been married to my wife for 9 years. Together for 12 total. We built what I thought was a solid life. I work as a project manager for a construction company. She's a dental hygienist. 2 cars, a house with a mortgage, no kids by choice. Normal stuff. 3 weeks ago, on a Thursday evening, I was making dinner when she texted me around 6 p.m. "Hey, my dad needs help sorting through some stuff in the garage tonight. Old tools and things. Don't wait up, might be late." Me? "Okay. Tell him I said hi." "Will do. Love you." Nothing unusual. Her dad's a widower. Her mom passed 4 years ago. She helps him out sometimes. I've always respected that relationship. I ate dinner alone. Watched some TV. Around 8:30 p.m., my phone rang. Her dad's name on the screen. "Hey," he said, cheerful as always. "Just calling to confirm Sunday dinner. You two still coming? I'm making my famous ribs." My brain short-circuited for about 3 seconds. "Yeah, of course," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Looking forward to it." "Great. Haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. Tell my daughter to bring that potato salad she makes." "Will do." We chatted for another minute about the weather, his golf game, nothing important. After I hung up, I sat there staring at my phone. She wasn't with her dad. She'd lied. Directly. Specifically. Used him as her cover story. The rational part of my brain said there could be an explanation. Maybe she meant tomorrow. Maybe she got confused. But the other part, the part that had noticed things over the past few months, the extra attention to her appearance, the phone always face down, the work happy hours that ran late, that part knew. I didn't call her. Didn't text. Just waited. At 11:47 p.m., headlights swept across the living room window. I heard her car pull into the driveway. Heard the door open and close. She walked in, keys jingling, looking slightly disheveled. "Hey, babe," she said, dropping her purse on the counter. "Dad says hi." That garage was a mess. She walked past me toward the kitchen, and that's when I smelled it. Cologne. Not mine. Something sharp and woodsy. The kind that lingers on skin after close contact. "How's your dad doing?" I asked, voice calm. "Good. Tired, though. He's getting older, you know." "Funny thing," I said. "He called me tonight. Around 8:30. She froze mid-step. Asked if we were still coming to Sunday dinner. Said he hasn't seen us in a couple weeks." Silence. She turned slowly, face pale in the kitchen light. "I can explain, Dash. Your bags are in the driveway." Her mouth opened. Closed. Opened again. "What?" "I packed them while you were out. 3 suitcases. Everything from the closet, bathroom, your side of the dresser. They're by your car." "You can't just Dash." "I can. This is my house. Bought it 2 years before we got married. My name on the deed. You can come back tomorrow with a police escort to get anything I missed, but tonight, you're leaving." She started crying. The instant tears thing. I'd seen it before when she wanted something. "It's not what you think. I was helping a coworker with something." "A coworker who wears men's cologne and keeps you out until midnight on a Thursday." "You're being crazy." "Maybe, but you're still leaving." She tried everything in the next 20 minutes. Tears, anger, begging, bargaining. Accused me of being controlling, paranoid, abusive for throwing her out in the middle of the night. I didn't budge, didn't yell, just repeated, "Your bags are outside. You need to leave." Finally, she grabbed her purse and stormed out. Heard her loading the suitcases into her car, slamming the trunk. She peeled out of the driveway like a teenager. I locked the door, changed the garage code. Then I sat on my couch and felt absolutely nothing. 9 years. Gone in one phone call from her dad. Update 1 week later. So, things escalated. Obviously. The morning after, around 7 a.m., my phone started blowing up. Her sister, her best friend, her cousin, all demanding to know why I kicked her out with nowhere to go and why I was being a monster. I didn't engage. Just sent the same text to everyone. Asked her where she really was Thursday night. Then asked her dad. That shut most of them up. Temporarily. She'd gone to her sister's place that night. By Friday afternoon, she was texting me directly. Her, we need to talk. Like adults. Me, talk to my lawyer. I'm filing Monday. Her, filing? Over one misunderstanding? Me, a misunderstanding where you lied about being with your dad while coming home smelling like another man? Sure. Her, I told you it was a co-worker situation. You're overreacting. Me, then you won't mind if my lawyer requests your phone records. Radio silence for about 6 hours after that. Monday came. Met with a divorce attorney. Good guy, been practicing family law for 20 years. Laid out my situation. House is premarital property. We kept finances mostly separate. No kids. Marriage under 10 years in our state means limited alimony exposure. You're in a decent position, he said, but she could still claim contributions to the household, seek temporary support during proceedings. Depends on how contentious she wants to make it. She's going to make it very contentious, I predicted. I was right. Wednesday, I came home from work to find her mother's car in my driveway. Her mother and her sister were standing at my front door, arms crossed, faces set in that "we're here to fix this" expression. I stayed in my truck for a minute, debating whether to even engage. Then I got out. Can I help you? Her mother started immediately. You need to let her come home. This is ridiculous. All marriages have rough patches. She lied about where she was and came home smelling like another man's cologne. You don't know that's what happened. I know she wasn't with her dad like she claimed. I know she lied to my face. That's enough. Her sister jumped in. You're ruining her life over suspicion? Where's your proof? I don't need proof to file for divorce. I need proof she cheated to effect the settlement, which my lawyer is working on. Her mother's face twisted. You're hiring investigators? Digging through her life? This is obsessive. No, this is due diligence. She can contest the divorce all she wants. But she's not coming back to this house. This is her home, too. It's my house. Premarital asset. Check the deed if you want. They stood there sputtering for another few minutes. I walked past them, unlocked my door, and went inside. Heard them yelling through the door about how I'd regret this and how family doesn't give up on each other. I made dinner and ignored them until they left. Thursday, the real dirty trick started. Got a call from a detective. Someone had filed a report claiming I was holding her belongings hostage and had physically prevented her from entering her residence. The detective was professional. Qley took my statement. I showed him the deed, my name only, the divorce filing, timestamp Monday, and offered to let him walk through the house to see that her remaining items were boxed and ready for pickup. Looks like a civil matter, he said after reviewing. Everything. She's welcome to arrange a time to collect her belongings with a police escort if she wants, but there's no criminal issue here. I thanked him. He left, but the fact that she'd try to get me arrested, that told me everything about how this was going to go. Friday night, her father called. I almost didn't answer, but he'd always been good to me, treated me like a son. I heard what happened, he said quietly. My daughter told me her version. Then her sister told me what really happened. I waited. I'm sorry, son. I didn't raise her to lie, especially not using me as her cover story. I appreciate that, sir. I'm not calling to take sides. I just wanted you to know, I understand. And whatever happened between you two, you've always been a good man to her. I saw that. We talked for maybe 10 more minutes. About nothing really. Just two guys who used to be family, processing the end of something. After we hung up, I poured myself a whiskey and sat in the dark for a while. This was going to be a long divorce. Update 2. 3 weeks later, the divorce proceedings officially started, and my wife decided to go nuclear. Her attorney filed a response claiming emotional abuse and controlling behavior as ground for her seeking significant alimony and a share of the house equity. She wanted me to buy her out of a house she never owned. My lawyer laughed when he read it. Standard playbook when they have no real leverage. She's trying to make this expensive enough that you'll settle. The discovery phase was illuminating. Her phone records came back. Hundreds of texts and calls to one number over the past 4 months. Cross-referenced with her work directory, a dentist at the practice where she works. Married guy, 2 kids, been having lunch meetings 3 times a week minimum. The kicker? She'd been using our streaming accounts on his devices. He'd been watching shows on our Netflix and Hulu profiles. Guess they get cozy and binge watch after their meetings. I had my lawyer compile everything into a nice little packet. Meanwhile, her family kept escalating. Her mother showed up at my workplace. I actually walked into the office and asked the receptionist to speak to me about a family emergency. When I came out, she started loudly explaining to everyone within earshot how I was destroying her daughter's life and refusing to honor my vows. Security escorted her out. My boss, who knew the basics of my situation, was cool about it. But the humiliation factor was intentional. She wanted to embarrass me publicly. Then came the social element. She'd apparently been telling everyone in our social circle that I was paranoid and controlling and had made up an affair to justify leaving her. A few mutual friends reached out asking for my side. I didn't play that game. Told them, "We're getting divorced." That's all I'll say. Draw your own conclusions. Most of them did exactly that when they noticed she'd moved in with a coworker 3 weeks after I kicked her out. The same coworker she swore was just helping her that Thursday night. Yeah, she moved in with him while we were still legally married, while he was still technically married to his wife. His wife found out through mutual dental office gossip. "Call me directly." "I'm so sorry," she said, voice shaking. "I had no idea until last week. He told me he was leaving for work reasons." "I'm sorry too," I said, and I meant it. She had kids with this guy. "Can we coordinate on the legal stuff?" My lawyer said it might help both our cases. We exchanged attorney information. Her filing for divorce from him was going to complement my case against my wife beautifully. The deposition was something else. My wife sat across from me in a conference room, her attorney next to her, trying to look confident. My attorney walked her through the evidence methodically. "Can you explain why you told your husband you were with your father on the evening of the 14th? I was confused about dates. Your phone records show you were in communication with another man that evening. 32 texts between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. Can you explain that?" "Work colleague. Professional discussion. At 10:47 p.m., you texted this colleague. Leaving now, tonight was amazing." What professional discussion ends with "tonight was amazing"? Her attorney objected. Relevance. My attorney smiled. "Your Honor isn't here, but the record will be." She broke down during the second hour, started crying about how I'd pushed her away and neglected her emotionally, how the other man made her feel appreciated. My attorney let her talk. All of it documented. All of it on record. The most satisfying moment came when he asked about the house. "You're claiming equity in a property purchased by your husband 2 years before your marriage?" "I live there. I contributed." "Did you pay mortgage?" "Not directly, but dash." "Did you pay property taxes?" "No, but dash." "Did you pay for any improvements or renovations?" "I picked out the paint colors." My attorney paused. "So your claim to equity in a premarital asset is paint color selection?" Her attorney tried to intervene. Mine kept going. "Ma'am, are you currently residing with the individual you were having an affair with?" "That's not relevant. You're claiming emotional abuse pushed you to seek comfort elsewhere. Yet you moved in with that person within 3 weeks of separation. Doesn't that suggest a pre-existing relationship?" She had no answer, just more tears. After the deposition, her attorney pulled mine aside. They talked in hushed voices for a few minutes. "They want to settle," my lawyer told me afterward. "She'll drop the house claim, accept minimal alimony, 6 months of transitional support at $800 monthly, and we go our separate ways." I thought about it. "No," I said. "No." She tried to get me arrested. Her mother showed up at my job. She's been telling everyone I'm an abuser. I want this on record. I want a judgment that says what actually happened. My lawyer nodded slowly. "That'll cost more. Take longer." "You sure?" "I'm sure." Final update, 2 months later. The divorce was finalized last week. Judge reviewed everything. The evidence of the affair. Her attempts to weaponize the police. Her mother's harassment at my workplace. The coordinated testimony from the other guy's wife. All of it. Final judgment. House. Confirmed as separate property. She got nothing. Retirement accounts. Split proportionally for contributions during marriage only. She got about 12% of the growth during our 9 years. Fair, honestly. Alimony denied. Judge specifically cited her lack of candor during proceedings and cohabitation with a third party as factors. Personal property. She kept what she took. I kept what remained. No legal fees awarded to either side. We each paid our own. She cried during the judgment reading, kept whispering to her attorney, who just shook his head. There was nothing left to argue. Outside the courthouse, her mother tried one last time. You ruined her life. She has nothing now. That man left her when his wife threatened to take everything. Yeah, the dentist went back to his wife. Shocking, I know. Left my wife alone in his apartment with a month-to-month lease she couldn't afford on a hygienist's salary. She ruined her own life, I said. I just refused to fund it. Her sister got on my face. You're going to die alone. Nobody will ever love someone as cold as you. Maybe, but I'll die alone in my house, with my money and my self-respect. What she got? They left. Her mother's tires actually squealed when she pulled out. Dramatic to the end. The aftermath. My wife moved back in with her father. At 35, he took her in because that's what parents do. But according to him, she's not allowed to mention my name in his house. He's embarrassed by what she did, especially using him as her alibi. The dentist lost his marriage anyway. His wife took the kids, got the house, got substantial child support and alimony. Karma doesn't discriminate. I kept the house, kept most of my retirement, lost about 18 months of legal stress, and roughly $14,000 in attorney fees. Not nothing, but not devastating either. My lawyer said it was one of the cleaner outcomes he'd seen for a contested divorce. She overplayed her hand. Happens when people think entitlement is a legal strategy. A few mutual friends reached out after the judgment became semi-public knowledge, small community, word travels. Most apologized for believing her initial story. I accepted some apologies. Ignored others. Actions matter more than words. Her best friend, the one who'd call me a monster that first morning, sent a long text about how she didn't know the whole story and hoped we could put this behind us. I left her on read. As for me, I'm okay. Not great, not terrible. 12 years is a long time to invest in someone who is apparently capable of lying to your face while using her dead mother's widower as cover. That takes a special kind of person. I've started therapy, not because I'm devastated. Honestly, the anger burned through the sadness pretty quick, but because I want to understand how I missed the signs for so long. What I ignored, what I excused, so I don't do it again. The house is quiet now. I've been slowly redecorating. Got rid of the bedroom furniture she picked out. Repainted the bathroom, different colors than she chose, obviously. Small reclamations. Her father called last week. Invited me to Sunday dinner. Just because she made her choices doesn't mean you're not family to me, he said. I haven't decided if I'll go yet. Part of me wants to. He's a good man who got a difficult daughter. Part of me knows it'll just make everything more complicated. But the offer meant something. Here's what I learned from all this. Trust your instincts. When something feels wrong, it usually is. And when someone lies to your face using the people they're supposed to love most as their cover story, believe the evidence of your own eyes and ears. She thought she could have both lives, the stability I provided and the excitement he offered. When the stability said no more, she realized the excitement wasn't interested in paying her bills. And now she's 35, living with her father, working a job she hates, waiting for the next opportunity to present itself. Maybe she'll find it. Maybe she won't. Either way, it's not my problem anymore. The night after the divorce was finalized, I sat on my back porch with a beer and watched the sun go down. First time in months, I felt genuinely peaceful. 9 years of marriage ended because of one phone call from her dad and a whiff of cologne. Sometimes the universe gives you exactly the information you need, exactly when you need it. I'm grateful I listened.